The hotkey for my microphone was broken. Well, I hope you enjoyed the guitar anyway, because I know you could hear that. Um, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a smoke quick, and then we'll play some video game. And we're back from ads, even. I don't like that. It's doing it weird. Can't see it on the YouTube side, but Twitch side, there's like a weird camera artifact happening on the far right side here. Anyway, let's video game. If I can find the button. There we go. That one. So, this is Dwarf Fortress. I'm not the first person to stream this game. Um, I'm probably not even the 10th person to stream this game. But I've always had like an interest in not just this game, but this kind of game where we have it's a colony builder, but this is so much more than just a colony builder. This game is deep beyond belief. There's so many like little micro interactions between the dwarves that are actually meaningful to the game. Okay, just pick a random unit here. Here's one. This guy's got an absolutely gorgeous beard. It goes all the way down to his feet. That's pretty cool. And we could say he's got some unmet needs. He wants to pray to his this god, which is unfortunately for me abbreviated. He wants to be with family with some martial training, so I got to get him in a military of some sort. Um, these are not as important. That's why they're white. But they are important. They're just not as important. I can see what he's got equipped, which is just some pretty rudimentary clothing. You can see all the relationships he has with other dwarves in the fortress, and some that are not here in the fortress, which is actually pretty cool. All of your dwarves have lives. When you start your fortress and you get your initial 7 dwarves, they have a story to them each, and that follows them here, which is also very cool. Yeah, he felt lonely, bored, uneasy. He's got every dwarf has their own full personality, and it does show through in the things they do and how they do them. He's going to start. I didn't get his name. What's his name? Imush. So if we go to citizens, I can look at Imush. I can just look him up real quick. He's pretty happy as things go. He's storing stuff in bins, which yep, he just grabbed a purple spinel, I think, right? See again, item hauled. Yep, rough purple spinel. And he just hauls that off to this stockpile here. Awesome. Very, very cool stuff. And that's just one dwarf of the 35 that I currently have. And trust me, more are coming, whether I want them here or not. We're going to engrave this to make it worth a little bit more money. Dwarves like things of value. Also, he really wants that temple, so we're going to figure that out. This is the new war collection. I really wish this stockpile would stop forcing me to take a wheelbarrow in it. There is some weirdness with stockpiles not holding settings. It's just this first one. It really wants there to be a wheelbarrow in it for some reason, and I don't know why. What is the stockpile? The stockpile is Galenia. Okay, Galenia is an ore of lead. Let's just, all right, yep, I don't have that yet. So we're going to add a new route. I like to name these QS Galenia. Definitely spelling that wrong, but it's okay. I can add a route. Add here. And this is the loading stop. And then add route. This is the dumping stop. We're going to set items. The types of ores we take here is only Galenia. And we receive ore only from this stockpile. And we guide north when it's full of desired items. That's correct. Now for dumping, we can just say guide south when empty of any items. Oh, and I gotta give it a minecart. There we go. And what this is these are quantum stockpiles. It's a little bit of an exploit, but it's pretty commonly used. What this does is it lets you use the minecarts to push ore, continue dumping it into a single place, so that normally you don't. There's diorite in there, and there should not be. And we'll let you put ore. It'll let you stack things in a stockpile, which you normally cannot do that. It's not great for your frame rate, but it's also like really good for your capacity because generally you're limited by your area for capacity unless you're using bins, and not everything can be stored in bins. Specifically, raw ores cannot be stored in bins. If you can't tell, I'm set up here on the side of a volcano. I like using volcanoes for easy access to magma, which is a big plus. We're gonna build a wall right here out of basalt blocks. It doesn't really help because there's ramps here. You can just walk up and down, but you know, it looks nicer, I think. Anyway, so I just got more migrants. Now I'm up to 46. So I gotta figure out. This game very quickly can turn into a bedroom construction simulator, which is kind of annoying. Um, but real quick, we'll just this. I know you can do these bedrooms in multi-mode, which makes them set up and like kind of assign faster. But I like doing each one manually. That way I know exactly where I'm at. Oh, I didn't need that one. And I didn't need that one because inevitably dwarves get married and have relationships and will often share rooms. Let's just see here. So I just need a couple more cabinets now. I have cabinets. Just put the rest of these in as well. Do I have more beds? I do. Use need one more bed. And chests. Check jobs. I should have. Yeah, they're still making the cabinets and the chests. So that's fine. That will work itself out here in pretty soon. And that's almost done. That's good. They just dropped that instead of putting it away. Worse than my kids. Why are you in the fortress? What's your problem? Oh, nothing. He just needs to be included. There we go. I know this drawbridge is up, so they can't go into the field directly, but there's a path here, which goes back out into the pasture. I had to do this because I kept having badgers come and attack my livestock, and they were constantly running around scared. It's not great for them. They were getting injured and stuff, so we can't have that. This is a mine. I was just looking for ores. This bedrooms, obviously. This layout is a fairly efficient design. It's not the most efficient design, but it's an efficient design for moving dwarves and storing dwarves, which is functionally what you're doing, in a way that pleases them and doesn't put them terribly far from the craft rooms, where they will spend most of their time. This is one craft room here for forging. This is a temporary setup for just making the things I need to make the fortress better. And then there's some farming related stuff here. Not normally how I do this, but that tavern is not going to cut it for much longer. I really need to work on that. And this is kind of where I'm at. Like what do I do from here? Obviously, I need to build guild halls for guilds I care about and guilds they request, but they haven't requested any yet. And I need to build that temple. I guess they could do this, right? Okay. Now, since praying is getting to be an issue, right here off this front, we're going to put a very basic do I have altars already made? I don't think I do. So we'll make. Oh, actually, I want to put it as a work order. Let's make rock altar. You know what? 10's probably fine. Is that? It's all right. That's ore of copper and silver. We will put the. Oh, first thing I have to do. This is important. I'm going to smooth this first. And I want to smooth it because once you put the altar down, you can't smooth the ground under it without removing it. It's annoying. So we'll just smooth it first. Fortress, or furniture rather, offering place, and we will put, they haven't built it yet. We need to do that faster. So in the meantime, we'll just smooth the whole rest of this thing. Now I will. Did they not? Oh, there it is. Let's make that important. So they do that first. That's a hot mess. Don't ask you about that. Bad things happened. Come on, guys, build the altar. Oh, they built one. It's a weird thing. When they build something and they're moving it from the place it was built to a stockpile, it doesn't seem to exist yet. There we go. That's an offering place. Now, do I have any more? Thrones? Oh, we can do here, we set this as a meeting area, and we're going to set it as a temple, but we're going to set it to no specific deity. And I will just let them pray to whomever they want for now. And that'll satisfy some of the dwarves. But this doesn't have to be anything fancy or special. So we're going to come out to here. We'll come a little bit in. How big is this? This is 7 by 8. 7 by 8. And then I came across the top here. And then I came here and here. And same thing, we'll smooth all of this. And furniture, offering place. I should have had him do these first. Temples I don't usually make very big, and they don't have to be very big, right? It's just to satisfy a need. However, when you start building temples for the recognized religions, those will end up having to be something because they'll request it. Now we'll again make this a meeting area, a temple, but now I'm gonna look. Eurist, haha, Dagger the Esteemed, nice. Looking for that guy, and okay, this is the guy, 15. All right, that that's gonna make a bunch of dwarves happy, really quick. Come one over. Eight. And we'll do it again. Since there's a couple of deities to have like 7+ worshippers, so we're gonna. This is a quick way to make all of them as worshippers very happy. Well, not very happy, but at least slightly less upset. You see, I've got one here that's pretty pissed. What's his issue? Eat good meal, craft object, pray to. Yeah, okay. That. Is that who this guy is? Yeah, it's this guy. Okay. Bush is another one I'm gonna want to do. 3, 7 by 8, and then a little across the top. This. Okay. I did not want any of that to be at that priority level. But you can do that. And because it's a lower priority here, they won't get to the higher priority stuff right away. It will mean that they'll like punch through this and then they'll dig all of this out before they finish the hallway, but that's fine. Oop. Who's got a thing going on? Somebody's. Oh, he's already working. Okay, that's good. Nice. We didn't kill anybody. The game doesn't have very many sound effects, but the ones it does have are pretty important. They do let you know that, like, stuff that's going on that you want to be paying attention to. Okay, now we'll do a meeting place here. And we're going to do Oh, what did you make? An earring. Yeah, I gotta set up guild halls. All right, we're gonna set this new temple. This is Vush, Vush, and then one more temple here. Well, we're not ready for that yet. We can just do the meeting place thing then. This one. Now can I do it? No. Move that back up to the top of the priority list. So I really want that to get done. Are you're making a throne? Quick, okay. That's okay. I need those too. I just want to finish these. He wants the pretty Eurus too. Okay. That's fine. Oop. What do we got? Yeah. Here we are. It's like year two and or three, and I still have not built a trade depot because I really just don't care to trade with this particular run through. Trading is kind of important. I mean, you're under no obligation to really do anything. Uh, but a lot of times there's things that you just don't have access to on your map, and trading is going to be the only way you can get it. So I'm just going to do this, not import anything, which makes them upset because it doesn't build relations. That's fine. I don't really need relations for this. I got a feeling this fortress isn't going to last very long. The fun is going to come real quick. And that's okay. I really wish YouTube chat would stop being set to top chat. I think top chat is one of the dumbest things ever made, as it causes me to miss a lot of messages. Set up meeting area again. This time to Eurist, the esteemed. Was that who it was? I think it was. You guys got 7. I'm gonna do that one. I mean, I guess I should just do them all, but nope. Fucked up. So I am intentionally setting these up 2 blocks apart. Um, Things happen when zones have to overlap that negatively affects the value of those rooms. I wasn't quick enough. That's all right. I had a cup of coffee and I have no idea what happened to it. Do another offering place. We'll make this another temple to the poetic. Did I just do him? Yeah, the poetic. Okay. I don't have Tobal yet. That's a bunch of them anyway. What do we have here? This is a metalsmith guild. I approve. Okay. Well, I did say that they will start requesting these, and here we are. So we will bring that. No, we're not going to do that there. We'll do that now. Oh, we got ads. Or no, we had ads. Now we don't have ads. That was really quick. I didn't even see that pop up. I used to have a notification about it. Why does that not work anymore? Is my Twitch stuff not signed in anymore? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Platforms, Twitch. I'm signed in. That's weird. And YouTube, I'm also signed in. I don't know what Trovo is, but I don't use it, so it's fine. That's so weird. But I have. That's so weird. What if I manually play this event? Let me pause this real quick. Oh, you can't play the actions. You have to play force the trigger. Yeah, touch trigger.
We've got ads.
Okay. So it works, but it's not working. That's weird. I don't like that. Why is that not working? That's so weird. That's really weird. Hmm. So when we get ads, I'm supposed to get a TTS message, which you just heard because I tested the trigger, but it didn't fire when the ads actually started. Then we delay for 90 seconds because that's how long my ad breaks are, and then they should fire afterward, which just deletes the text at the top of the screen there. That's weird. I don't like it. I don't like why that doesn't work. You know what? I wonder if Streamer Bot needs an update or something. I'll have to check, or maybe write my own bot. This is for the. Oh, we had Crestworth. Hell, they want to. Shit. Is this yeah, these are one blocks. I don't want to mind those. Alright, we're gonna make all of this smooth. While I wait for that, all of my furniture should be done. Yeah, looks like it's done. Opposite bed. And then I need chests. Oh, it will bother me if that one bed is off kilter. And I have more migrants. Delete that. Wow, these are like all couples. This is actually really fortunate. Okay. That's taken care of now. Hey, Hornet. Those are old messages, aren't those? 1208. 1213. You still there in YouTube chat, bud? I can't see my list of who's here. They keep changing shit. How this stuff works, and it's kind of annoying. Like, yeah, none of my chats work properly. Or at least they probably work fine. It's just it's not what I'm used to, and everything's weird. We'll I basically have to go through and like reteach myself how to do all of this. This is not the right door. Door. We're gonna pick the door. I want a copper door for here. I'm trying to put copper doors on all the bedrooms. They're pretty easy to make. I've got a lot of copper. There's just no reason not to use it. And copper isn't super valuable, but it's valuable enough. And actually, I have copper and zinc, which means I can make brass. Make a couple of those. Actually, I want to not do it that way. I want to put a limiter on this. I want to make brass bars using bars. Yeah, 10 is probably fine. All right, now I have this room. Actually, okay, I did smooth the outer wall. So I can turn this into a meeting area. This. And I can set it as a guild hall for a, what did I agree to? Metalsmith Guild? Yeah, Metalsmith. Okay. Okay. Now, see, does that satisfy it? Okay. I also need a crafts dwarf guild, which I don't really have the place to put that right now. Like, I did not account for guild halls. Like, I planned on building guild halls before I needed them, and that's not working out. So, uh, what was this room for? I don't remember. It's about to become my grass or guild hall. So the meeting zone. Oh, let me accept the thing first. This is a yep, crossword. Okay. Come on. Is this my micro hospital? Is that the yeah, it's a hospital. All right, that's good. Gotta have that. Oh, which actually means since I've got a bunch of immigrants, should have doctors and stuff now. Yep, High Master Bone Doctor. That's actually really fortunate. Nice. Accomplished surgeon. Again, really fortunate. Doctor, we're going to remove you. And I want to add uh, this guy. And then the diagnostician. I want to remove him and add this High Master. Einod, Kel, Urish. Surgeon. Okay, we're good. Make that a little bit bigger. I can put a couple more tables in it. or in the vertical orientation for YouTube. So I'm using a neat new well, it's not new, but it's new to me plugin for OBS Farmer Guild. I knew they were gonna ask for. They always ask for Farmer Guild. Oh, it's pretty snazzy. Basically, when any one particular trade or skill in the game has X number of dwarves, they want to guild all for that particular trade. And while it may look kind of cool that the what is going to be the farmers guild is full of dirt, that is not going to make them happy. Uh, Dirt unfortunately doesn't have a very high value for the room value, and it will make it hard to reach the required value of the room in order to make it a proper guild hall. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. We're going to cover the room in basalt blocks. Doing the dirt first for the most part. Okay. And the best part of this is covering a room with blocks, like laying the floor instead of just smoothing the floor. These laid floors actually have a higher value than even the smooth floors do. So while it was dirt, it covering it makes the room way more valuable than, like, say, this room would be. So this room is 2,000 question mark. Like, they're not real sure. This room will be worth considerably more. I don't think my appraiser slash bookkeeper is worth a shit, so my numbers are off. Oop, I'm out of basalt blocks. They're still making them though, so that's fine. I'll just wait for that.
there's a bug that stops you from being able to type into those search boxes sometimes, and it's really friggin' annoying. Oh, I forgot about those brass bars I wanted to make. Like, legit, completely forgot about them. So since I have them made, I want to make a brass door. Just one though. If I point my mic directly at my fingers, you might be able to hear me a little bit better. Wow, not only do I not have any basalt, I don't have any basalt like at all. Jeez. Okay. So I said they're making more. They're not making more. There is no more to make. What is this? Orthoclase, mica. Well, crap. Is there some up maybe? Let's try that. What if I go up right here? It's scheist. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing it this way. Uh, that's mica. Scheist. Good. Okay, let's do that for now. I have gold. I could have just used gold. Um, it's all right. I really like the way the basalt looks. I also really like the way mica looks. Mica's really nice. Gneiss looks really nice. I think. You can't find a needed item. What do you need? Leather. I have leather. I have cloth. I don't have any cut gems. Okay, that's his problem. Stones. Okay, we're back to leather, cloth, cut gems, stones. Okay, so let's excite him. Do I have basalt blocks yet? I do. It's a cabinet. Okay, well, nice, I guess. Do I not have a kitchen built? I don't. Not basalt. Literally build it out of anything but basalt. I have to watch a video about how to do bees. I set up the hive. I have the bees in the hive. So you got 12,464 live honeybees in there. And I think that like a jug of some sort, you can get it out. Make clay jug, and the clay that I'm gathering is fire clay, which means it's ready to go. It doesn't need to be glazed at all. It's just ready to rock. It's not worth as much, but that's okay. I don't really plan on trading it anyhow. I literally just needed 4 containers. So that's starting to look like it's getting somewhere. That's cool. I'm making all those brass doors. Oh, I read the number wrong. I feel like the ads are coming unreasonably fast. but we have ads in about 12 seconds. There's a microphone door just sitting there. I don't know if I have 50, but we can check. 32. Yeah, that's it's only worth 2,000 as well. Or I'm reading that wrong. I'm probably reading it wrong. I have no idea what I'm looking at half the time. And nobody's smelting the gold. Of course not. Like, why would they? I'll put the order in here though. Smelt native gold ore. That'll actually break the job up because I didn't put it in as a work order for a specific crafting station. It will just use all of them, and then it's actually faster because it's set up so that you can use any shop, which means it'll use all of them at once, and it'll do them concurrently, which is nice. Y15. Okay. We'll set this to auto. Draw. And that's Galenia. I'm not really worried about this. This I'm worried about though. No, I'm not. This is native copper. I thought it was hematite, which is ore of iron. So what auto does when you set the auto is it just keeps moving the mark to follow ore veins. Also works on gem veins, unless you turn it off here. Wow, that is a wild vein. And we set it to auto again, and right, I can just draw from here, just make a line. And that's tetrahedrite. This is an absolutely wild amount of ore. These veins are so big. I see why Blind keeps setting the world to like sparse, because there's so much minerals available when you go mining that it actually it appears to be removing a lot of the challenge of the game, or offsetting the challenge in a weird way, right? Because the game auto balances. The more value you produce, the more your fortress is worth, the more likely you are to be attacked by really nasty things. Goblins wanting to steal your children, and they will actively steal your children if you don't defend yourself. Um, Forgotten beasts attacking, and like other like cyclopses and all kinds of crazy shit. I haven't come across any like really ridiculous fights. Like I've watched some of Blind's live streams and like videos of his live streams, and Blind IRL is he's like one of the most premier like Dwarf Fortress streaming experts. The guys have played the game forever, and he is very good at it. Like I don't want to like speak poorly of the man. Like he clearly is knowledgeable of the game, and like I see some of the fights he's had, and like he gets like half of his army wiped out by like one forgotten beast, and he always gets like really ignorant shit attacks him. Um, like forgotten beasts that shoot paralyzing webs at you, so that and it shoots this spray of webs. It's just like I don't even know how you defend from something like that. I've never had to fight a monster like that. They've turned up, like I've seen them. But usually, when they turn up, I could just batten down the hatches of my fortress and let them leave. Let's just leave the map, because I know I'm not in a position to be able to fight them, so I don't bother. Right. Like I don't think I have it set up in this fortress yet, but hold on. What? You don't belong in here. That's why you're starving to death. Okay. Here it is. What I typically do. This wasn't supposed to be my permanent tavern. So what I'll typically do is I'll have a tavern, and then right off of the tavern, I'll have a lever room, and I create I don't even have one set up. A burrow, right, of that room. This is where my levers are, so I'll just do this. All right. Then accept that. I don't put anybody in it. I don't assign anybody to it. With DF hack, I can click this, And I could just set that up as my civilian alert barrow, right? And when I click this button now, any non-military unit will automatically be assigned to that burrow. Yeah, burrow. And which puts the lever room in reach of the civilians. And I could just pull the levers and it will close all the gates for the fortress. There is something dead there. A rotten, stray water buffalo corpse that is now making a gross amount of miasma in my tavern. Please take that fucking thing outside and put it in the refuse pile with the rest of the, yeah, whatever that is. Was. Oh, good. They actually got rid of it. Something literally sat in my tavern and rotted and turned into a skeleton, and nobody would haul it outside for, I don't know, probably 3 months. This fortress, actually. And I found more tetrahedrite ore. So now I can back to auto. Click, 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 click. And they'll just mine that right out. Oh, there's more here. Nice. And tetrahedrite is ore of silver or of copper. I think I said that earlier. That's not correct. Yeah, it doesn't like me doing that either. All right, see the gold it's done making. So now I'll go here. I'm going to make gold table. I'm only going to make 4. And then I'm going to make gold throne. Also 4. 1 for each table. While it may be tempting to put chairs around every table, this is not Seinfeld, and the dwarves do not like to share a table at all. So 1 chair per table, and there should be no other tables adjacent to a chair or throne, because then you can't guarantee what table they're going to use, and they'll end up sharing, and they get pissy about it. Oh, they'll go better if I press play. Hmm. They will, for the most part, do everything in a guild hall that they would normally do in a tavern, like socialize and sing, but they also give demonstrations, which is really useful because other dwarves watching that demonstration will learn from it and it can become better at that skill. So as a farmers guild, they can give lessons on, I believe, planting, possibly on threshing, which will help with, um, general food growing. All right, I have a table and a throne already. So now I can come in here. Table. Let's put it here. And we'll do thrones. Now you really shouldn't make objects out of gold. You should use gold to just plate the floors. It's worth significantly more if you're trying to get the value of a room up quickly. That is not my goal. This room is sufficiently large enough that that'll not really be an issue. All right, because I could just do this. And just that alone will drastically increase the value of the room. And you don't have to do that. Like, you can just engrave everything in the room, including the walls, including built walls. Which, built walls have a higher value than smooth walls. Built floors have a higher value than smooth floors. This engraving drastically increases the value multiplier of the floor and the walls. So this room is going to be worth. Actually, this is currently probably the most valuable guild hall room in the whole fortress. There we go. Get some more bodies involved. I need more planters too. Because they're not planting plum helmets. I have no drink. Why didn't anybody tell me I have no drink? We're gonna do. We're gonna brew drink from plant. I should have set up that for now. I should do it that way. Thirsty. I have no water source or anything. I mean, I do. I have this, but that's salt water. And they can't drink that, obviously. All right, we have drinks flowing again. We have all three of these stills going. We'll get some alcohol flowing quickly. Gold spear. I'm gonna see how you really increase the value of a room. Watch this. There's the pedestal. Good display. Let's display it right here. And we'll just set that as somebody's top priority. So they actually come and build it relatively quickly. And there's that. There's the weapon he just made, the gold spear. We're going to check that off. Okay, now there's the spear on display. And displaying an artifact quality anything in a room has an absolutely gargantuan modifier on that room's value. Just the fact that I did that is probably going to like massively impact the kinds of enemies that will come attack me now. Which is fine, I guess. I really don't like anything about this fortress other than the fact that there's a volcano in the middle of it, which this is a custom world. Which spawns a lot of extra volcanoes. It's spawned most of them in really inconvenient places, but anyway, that is going to wrap us up for tonight. It was a short stream, and I'm sorry about that, but I've got family stuff going on, and kids' sporting events and what have you, and I just don't have the time. It's not that I don't want to be here. I absolutely do. I very much miss streaming. I very much miss interacting with the community, writing code, doing all the stuff I used to do. I just can't. Not right now. But sports season is almost to a close, and we'll be back to this pretty regularly. Things will slow down with work and whatnot, and we'll be back to writing code and doing all the fun things we're used to doing. In the meantime, I will see you all later, and I am always on Discord.